Good morning, Roller Derby Internet. I hope you're all as awake as we definitely are. Oh God, no, they can see how awake I'm not. How dare you put the camera on me at this time?
We're not wide awake.
We are very excited though. We are about to see the first game of day 2 of Holy Duck 2.0 here in Antwerp. And we've got the host league, Antwerp Roller Derby One Love, up against London Roller Derby, London Brawling. It is the battle of the black and pink teams today. And you are going to take us through Antwerp's roster.
So we have the number 05 Marie, 10 Majin Boo, 12 Czech, 221 Sherlock Holmes, 250 Knick Mops, 31 Sowat, 5 Wildcard, 6 Queen Yoshin, 86 Miyagi, 91 Maiden, 07 Sherry, 102 Saramiti Jane, 13 Queen Laquifa, 25 Baby Jesus, 28 Sturdy Bastard, 49 Eau de Vilaine, 5678 Sarah Vixen, 8 Elfreya, and 89 Hip Shot. And what about for London Roller Derby?
So for London Roller Derby today we have 08 Party Pants, 1236 Madge the captain, 18 Alice, 237 Camo Rat Attack, 31 Vaux, 474 Wolf, 6 Ramit, 12 Bothwell, 1393 Texas Heat, 2 Catpiss Never Clean, 316 Thrill House, 56 Dixie, and 999 Oblivion Newton John.
Everybody's getting ready in this pothole here in Antwerp for the second day of this second edition of the Holiday Tournament. It's far away from everything, so we are close to the harbor. So, yeah, if you can still come, the day is still young. Yeah.
So yesterday, London played 2 games yesterday. They took on Paris, who won, although I do not have the score in front of me. Pretty convincing win by Paris. Really, really fantastic, tenacious, fast-paced roller derby. Oh, yes, it was, thank you. 171 to Paris, 118 to London. And then London took on Helsinki in an absolute nail-biter, winning by 6 points in the last jam. Antwerp also had a completely heart-stopping game against Helsinki and won by 2 points in the last jam.
It was amazing to watch.
It was. And Helsinki are fine with this. They're like, we only play nail-biters. And I'm like, but could you not for my mental health, please? But the last time London and Antwerp met was at regional playoffs in Malmo in June. And I think London, to my recollection, I know London won. I think it was by about 80 points. But Antwerp are a very studious team. They will have gone and picked apart that footage jam by jam and will be coming in hopefully with a lot of confidence. London playing a slightly shorter roster than usual for various reasons. Still a very competitive, very experienced roster out there. And we have 2 absolute darlings of the derby world taking the line, Ellis and Hip Shot.
Both jammers who have seen a lot yesterday during the whole tournament and who are very strong jammers for their teams, with the London jammer coming in for the first scoring pass.
Yeah, Hip Shot is out of the pack and I think does manage to sneak past the hips of 2 London players there. Yep, so 2-2 on the jam. Nice fast start here for the teams. Nice slow start for me there as I forgot my words.
Yeah, me too. I may switch to French at some point if my English is so slow.
Please do. Listen, your English is faster than my English, even though you're bilingual. So you got this. We have Dixie on the line up against Wildcard. And I know Wildcard has got some fans in the audience, but it is Dixie who picks up London's second consecutive leads.
Well, we have also Wildcard getting out of the pack just after the first turn and coming closely next to Dixie for first scoring prize.
Yes.
And if I believe both of them have scored?
No points for Wildcard.
No,
but a really great work there by Antwerp on both jams to spring their jammers free and to complete the initial. And that's going to challenge London's clock control, which that's London's comfort zone, where they control the clock. They feel a lot more relaxed, but these teams are going to put them under fairly considerable pressure.
Catpiss never clean, and so what behind the jammer line. with a very tight pack, and the jammers trying to move quite fast inside of it. And the blockers reforming tripods really strongly in front of them.
Yeah, great lateral coverage here by Antwerp at the back, and a big hit out by Rat Attack on the apex for So What. Thank you very much, incidentally, to our stream team and our tech team for getting the score and player layovers, try saying that 10 times fast, sorted, because we didn't have this yesterday, and now we can see the lineups on track and our jammers. Wow, 50 seconds gone almost.
And we are still no lead yet being taken during this jam. We are still in the first turn. The pack is stretching. As soon as I said it, of course, we have Cat
Piss never. You can just call her KP if you want. We all do.
I think it's going to be my challenge during this, just to say they are known properly.
Yeah, lovely slice work there by KP to get through the pack to complete the scoring pass. So What has removed the star at the back, but is stuck behind Bothwell, Vaux, and Khmer. Nice drawback there by Bothwell in the straightaway. And this is the first time in 3 jams that Antwerp have not completed the initial very quickly after London.
And London is certainly taking advantage of that, going in there for a third scoring pass, while we have a penalty being whistled to a London blocker.
Yeah, and that's to Bothwell. I think that's her second penalty already, so she's going to need to be mindful there. But we've got a cut track called on KP. That's real bad luck.
And it's a power jam that's over now. Were we already at the 2 minutes?
So, well, that means after a massive 11-point jam by KP, she's going to have to do it all again, starting from the box. And Antwerp, unsurprisingly, are going to send out hip shots.
Yeah, taking advantage of the power start situation right here. We're still, and the London blockers are down to 3 now.
And I remember at regionals, hip shot was the one jammer on Antwerp that presented London with a real challenge. I mean, she's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So a very quick lead status there for hip shot, under 15 seconds.
Well, we have another blocker from London going into the penalty box, so it's just 2 people who are holding her really, really well, and in the second turn right there.
Yeah, great challenge there by Texas Heat and Party Pads, but this is where London started to get into a little bit of trouble yesterday, where they start bleeding these blockers to the penalty box. So they're going to need to find some way to adjust to the metrics of the penalties being called. KP back on track. Lovely 3-wall here with Antwerp. That is Knick Mops, who was announcing yesterday, so it's nice to see her out on track.
Yeah, announcing and sweating on the track as well.
And KP escapes to complete the initial pass. Hip shot with 8 on the jam, but completes a third pass in absolute style. And just like that, we've got a 2-point game as we head into jam 5.
On commence à voir que, comme les matchs d'hier, on est sur des niveaux extrêmement serrés, avec les 2 équipes qui tâchent de marquer autant de points et de rester à égalité. On a eu plein de matchs hier où il y a eu jusqu'à 10 changements de lead durant les matchs. Et donc on espère que c'est le genre de match qu'on va voir aujourd'hui.
Wildcard and Ellis now, and interesting to see the teams taking a pivot line start, as both these teams, particularly London, tend to really favour that back line. It works for Antwerp. Wildcard picks up the second consecutive lead for Antwerp, and the first lead they've had not on a power start.
And this little tiptoeing on the outside was very lovely to see, and I think Wildcard managed to get some additional. I can't see anything.
Wildcard's track awareness always really impresses me. Like they're quite an upright jammer, and They do have great kind of toe stop control. They're definitely more of a kind of a toe stoppy lines jammer rather than someone who works with their edges in the pack. Oh, we've got an official review, so I'm going to pop in the middle and find out what it is.
While we have Loud and Queer going there, I will just have to remind you of all the sponsors that we are thankful for helping organizing the tournament. Don't forget that you can have, sometimes you will see a QR code that can pop on the screen. It's for donation from Antwerp Roller Derby and our stream team. We can also thank Hapjes and Company, undoubtedly the most original snack catcher in Flanders. And of course, how not to mention Sucker Punch Skate Shop. We put the Wheels in Motion shop that provides lots of gears, not just for roller derby skaters, but for all the skaters around here, situated in Flanders, in Ghent, in Gand. We also have VP Media Solutions to take, the technology adding value to your content. Knick Mops is also a sponsor for this event. It's a small builders that are built in Belgium and engineered to perform. Lots of things, nothing happening on right now on the track apart from players being ready and referee talking about the review. We do have the QR code. Please take out your phones and scan that QR code to help the Antwerp team to organize this event. I'm really struggling with my English this morning. I may switch to French because otherwise I fear I may not be able to talk. We are ready to get back on the track, and Loud and Queer is also back here to tell us more about this official review.
I'm back. Did you miss me?
I did.
Did I leave you alone for a whole 90 seconds? So London called the official review and they were asking for a track cut to be issued to Wildcard in the last jam. They said that they went off track, then called the jam before attempting to seed, but the no call stands. So no review retained. In the meantime, Dixie up against Queen Laquifa.
Have we seen Queen Laquifa jam yesterday? I don't remember that we did.
No, I think this is Queen's first time out, and I know she has jammed for Antwerp quite extensively in the past because I remember her from regionals. But I think maybe she was. I'm not even sure she was here yesterday.
Oh, maybe that was the thing.
I'm not sure. I could be. I didn't announce for Antwerp yesterday, so I could be entirely wrong.
And I'm very bad with names and numbers, so if I don't have to check,
they're just colours of numbers to us. No names. So now we have Hipshot lining up against Catvis Never Clean.
With a very tight fight of blockers. This time on the jammer line. Oh, that is some nice defense from London, from the 31, you know their name. Valks,
yeah.
Who was holding Hipshot really in a triangle next to the track line.
Very fast jam there, and it looks like no points for either team.
And they're still neck and neck. Well, what's the maximum points difference that we had so far? Like 3 or something?
We had a 14. Well, we actually had a 14-point difference in Jam 3.
Oh yeah.
But then Hipshot came out and went, no, not for you.
We have Wildcard and Oblivion and Newton-John jamming for Antwerp and for London.
And Liv picks up lead for London. I said it yesterday, but like massive props to Liv. She's come back from a pretty nasty arm break in July. This is about her 4th time playing contact since coming back. And
definitely going for contact and calling after scoring one scoring pass, 1 point there.
Who was lead in the previous jam? Was it KP or Hipshot? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
We'll find out. It'll be fine. Somebody could tell us on the stream and we'll check later.
I believe it was Hipshot, but
That sounds about right.
The thing is, I've seen her taking the lead so many times, I might confuse all the times. So we have a team timeout. I heard the color green, but that's wrong because the colors are pink and black today.
Philosophical question. It's the same pink. Is the pink that I see the same pink that you see?
No. Again, yeah.
That always.
I'm
weirds
very
me out.
bad with philosophical questions because I want to be very black and white. But no, and even on the screens and what we see in the hall, it's not the same pink.
Sure.
So the team timeout, because there's a team timeout, but also the coach was talking to the referee.
Yeah, I think, and that's completely legit. The bench coaches can come in and just have a quick clarification from the refs during that. I think they were asking about potentially a no-end pass that happened. I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's more fun when we do bad lip readings of what's going on in the middle. But I've not had enough coffee to be able to do that.
I
in a
was about to
meaningful
say
way
the same
today.
thing. Please bring me more tea so I can do that. Meanwhile, we have Eau de Vilaine and Ellis getting ready behind the jammer line.
Yeah, and Eau de Vilaine is its first time out today, although she had some great jamming yesterday for Antwerp.
She did. Ellis also has been a strong jammer yesterday throughout the whole tournament and taking the lead just after the pivot line right there. Also followed by Eau de Vilaine, who is speeding up, trying to catch with them.
Listen, Ellis has always been good, but she is just astronomical right now. Like the speed, and especially on this floor, which sucks all the gravity out of your wheels.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
really
has been
extraordinary.
complaining about the floor. I wouldn't wish to skate on that floor.
Just remember, of course, if you need some more wheels to help you on all varying floors, you can check out Sucker Punch Skate Shop, who are one of our fantastic sponsors this weekend, and they put the wheels in motion, which is hard to do on this floor. Hipshot and Dixie taking the line now for their respective teams. And a big take out on Hipshot from Madge. But, oh, my God, Hipshot's lateral movement is just so
Mesmerizing.
good. Oh,
It's like
my
this
God.
super fast crab going
Listen.
right and left.
Listen, Madge is real hard to get past. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that for free. Hipshot puts up Antwerp's first score since jam number 5. So really big moment here for our home team, and it's a lead change now with 2 blockers, Party and Madge, in the box for London. And again, this is where London struggled yesterday. They're fine when they've got 3 on track, but when they have 2 and they now lose Texas Heat, this is where other teams are really able to take advantage, because London's zonal blocking is so good,
It is.
but it's harder with 8,
8 wheels? Are you
16,
counting the wheels?
6. I'm counting the wheels, and I don't know why I've made roller derby more difficult for myself by doing that. But what I can tell you mathematically is that Antwerp, One Love roller derby, are now at 29, putting them 9 points ahead of London. And this is not a happy place for the visiting team.
We have a wild card and cat piss never clean.
Yeah,
We had
you did
Jared-
it.
I did. I prepared myself mentally for the past 3 seconds. We wild cards taking the lead just after the pivot line, while we have a direction being whistled to Sherlock Holmes. Wildcard coming in, trying to get in the middle, moving from the outside. And there's strong tripods, very strong London tripods, and one last blocker to go through. Is that the
that's
number 08?
Party. Oh. And now there was outrage from the London bench there. Not just the bench, I would say, some of the players who were absolutely adamant that Wildcard cut the track. I did see them put one hand down, but I think their feet must have gone out of bounds prior to that. And we've got another official review, but it's been called by Antwerp, so this could be spicy. I'm going to go find out what
Yeah.
it is.
While we have Loud and Queer going there to see if there's some tea to be spilled, I'm going to remind you, if you're watching us on Twitch, thank you so much. Don't forget to share the link on our social media. Don't forget also to go and like and follow all the social media pages of the teams that are here today. I'm going to switch to French because I'm really tired today. Donc, n'hésitez pas à aller partager le lien de Twitch de Antwerp Roller Derby. Ça serait très sympathique pour tout le monde de bien profiter de ces matchs en ligne le dimanche matin quand on est dans un week-end de 3 jours et d'aller liker les pages de Antwerp Roller Derby, de Helsinki Roller Derby, de London Roller Derby, de Paris Roller Derby. Et voilà toutes les équipes que nous avons eues ce week-end. Pendant ce temps, nous avons toujours l'official review qui est en train d'être exploré par les arbitres. Pendant ce temps, nous avons déjà des joueuses qui sont prêts sur le terrain. On est à 17 minutes et 37 secondes du match, cette première mi-temps. Donc c'est intéressant de voir que déjà ça a été assez serré avec des écarts de maximum une douzaine de points. Ce sont des équipes qui sont extrêmement bien classées toutes les deux, qui se sont déjà affrontées. Donc on sait qu'on est sur du bon niveau de roller derby et aussi excitant et à voir que les matchs d'hier. Et déjà, nous avions un premier team timeout, une première official review. Je ne vois pas de modification particulière de joueuses dans la penalty box. Et Loud and Queer is going to enlighten us. Please tell us, Loud and Queer, what happened?
I'm going to enlighten you. That's news to me. Antwerp called that review and they were asking for the failure to reform penalty on Sherlock Holmes to be overturned because they said that there was in fact a pack on the track, but the no call stands. Oh, and unfortunately I thought Ellis had escaped the pack but not been called lead there, but in fact she is in the box on a back block penalty. So this is now a power jam for Antwerp and lead is still open for Queen Laquifa.
And we have a multiplayer block being whistled to a London blocker. And Ellis is now standing in the penalty box while we have Queen Laquifa being recycled at the end of the pack.
Yeah, this is a great kill from London. We've got Vaux and Texas Heat back there. Khmer in brace position at the front. Oh, but an inside line just opens up. And after almost a full minute, Queen Laquifa earns lead. But Ellis is out of the box.
Instructions are being yelled out quite loud in this hall.
Yeah, really scrummy pack here. Just the waterfalling of all the blockers is really exceptional this morning. Ellis finally escapes the pack, having stashed the star.
Putting it back on the helmet now, and no points for London, but for One Love Roller Derby. 37 for Antwerp, 23 for London, and we already have almost half the time for this first halftime.
I'll be really interested to go back and watch the footage from regionals and see if there was ever a point where Antwerp were actually ahead of London, because I feel like instinctively that they weren't. So this is, fighting territory for our home league. Nice little close-up there of Oblivion Newton-John and hip shot. Having a conversation. And this is where, if my bad lip syncing banter was on form, I would be saying something intelligent.
I'm just thinking that they're commenting of the quality of the waffles here in Belgium.
Oh my God, I've not actually had a waffle because I've spent my entire life, it seems, inside this sports all over the last 20
There has been waffles inside this hall.
What?
Have you seen? Yes. But the
There
thing
were
is,
waffles?
there were waffles, but
What?
there were industrial waffles, and we had lovely vegan food that was delivered to us by one of the players who's has a place here. It's Clo, I believe.
Yeah, so Clo are one of our sponsors, and they provide heartwarming and cozy vegan breakfast and lunch options in Antwerp. And if it is them who've been feeding us, my goodness, I thank them, because it's so important to feed your volunteers. Please listen if you are
Oblivious Newton-John. Yeah, sorry.
I love that you just called her Oblivious Newton-John. I'm gonna tell her that. She'll love that. But it's Hip Shot, who is not oblivious.
No,
Picks up
definitely not.
leads. Liv out. Oh, no.
No, in the penalty box. Yeah, we thought they were out of the pack, but no, going on their way to the penalty box. Well, we have Hipshot going in there for their first scoring pass and pushing the last London blockers very heavily and effectively there.
And Liv's picked up a multiplayer, which is the lesser spotted penalty for a jammer. You know, if you're playing any kind of beverage consumption game at home, then
Drink
that
each
should be
time.
one. Nice lateral coverage here by Texas Heat and Party Pants, trying to slow Hipshot's roll. Really great pack bridging here by London. Hipshot does make it through, but some fabulous defense. Liv now back on track. Flies into Sherlock Holmes, has one to beat. Oh, and stays in bounds so well.
That was very nice to see. Both blockers, blockers from both teams are very good, very fast. I've seen Party Pants really block the shit out of the jammers on the last meters, stretching out the pack.
And we have Madge back in the box, and I think that's Madge's second consecutive penalty this jam. And we're in a timeout, an official timeout, and this is a good chance for us to thank some more of our sponsors. We've, you know, rather than having a couple of big sponsors this weekend, we've got a lot of individuals who've chipped in. So, for instance, you have Pack Rafton. You can check them out at packrafton.be, and they do Packraft micro adventures in Belgium. So, thank you so much for your support of this tournament. Cap is never clean on the line for London up against Wildcard. And this is Antwerp's fourth lead status in 5 jams. So they're really in control right now. Vaux heads to the penalty box for London, but a big hit by Kamer. Rat attack slows Wildcard down briefly before they scoop around their own wall to pick up 4 points.
Well, we still have Catpiss being stuck there behind the very strong Antwerpen wall. Wildcard coming in for the second scoring pass. We'll have the pivot from London back to the track as well. With a back block being whistled to actually Wildcard. Going now to the penalty box.
And this is actually, I think, the first jammer penalty for Antwerp. London have had 3. So, and this is our second, our first power jam, therefore, in London's favour.
Yeah, it is.
But it is a 2-minute jam for KP, who, almost escapes, but that's Boo at the front of the pack with Knickmops. Really great work here from the Antwerp blockers.
Holding them just one blocker holding the London Jammer for their life. Well, we have Wildcard who is back on the track. We have 20 seconds back on the clock for this 2 minutes jam.
Oh, lovely lateral slide there by KP, who does put 4 up for London. Madge and Ramit attempting to take Wildcard off, but they just stay in bounds by the hair of a toe stop. KP hitting her stride a little bit there, adds 4 to London's total. Let's see if Antwerp picked up 4. They did, so that's going to be 12-8 on the jam for the One Love roller derby. Taking them to 57, London at 31.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the highest points difference that we had so far during this game?
Yeah, it feels like it. And the thing is, what's been great about this weekend is that there's been such close scoring roller derby. You've got 4 of the top teams in Europe here. You've got Antwerp, Helsinki, Paris, and London. They've all, actually, when I say they've all played each other before,
Not exactly.
I'm lying, because who was it who hadn't Who was it that Antwerp played? Antwerp had never played Helsinki before.
Yeah, the first game yesterday, we all thought, when was the last time that these two have met?
And it was never.
Yeah, and we were all very surprised.
But what a historic first game, right? To have Antwerp win by 2 points in the last jam. And it was some really cool as cucumber bench management from Antwerp that helped cinch that win.
We have an official timeout and information being given by the referees to the scoreboard and to the bench, but I think everything seems to be sorted out, and we are back on track with Dixie jamming for London and Eau de Villaine jamming for Antwerp.
Yeah, so this is only Eau de Villaine's second jam out today, so definitely being used more as a relief in the rotation. I'm trying to remember who was out jamming for, I think it was So What was out jamming yesterday for Antwerp. So she's in the blocking rotation today. Dixie is lead for London. Dixie actually has, I think, 75% lead status at the moment.
During this game, you mean?
Yes, they've been lead 3 out of 4 jams that they've been on.
And getting here for their second scoring pass, while the pass stretches out on the second lane.
And we've had a star pass to Antwerp, and this is actually the first star pass of the game.
With Helfreya pushing the last blockers out just after the second turn, making their initial, while we have Dixie being recycled at the end of the pack, while Helfreya is trying to make a scoring pass.
Yeah, but Helfreya are doing a great job as a pivot here, and this is something I've noticed, but I think that is really characteristic of European teams, is that their pivots are really adept jammers. You only have to look at, I think it's Gadin on the French team.
Yeah, Helfreya used to jam. I used to jam on her team with her, actually.
Yeah, this is the thing, like, you've got so many really versatile players, and I'm not saying you don't have that in the UK, but my personal experience of Derby is that you get pigeonholed a little bit earlier.
Oh, really?
I think, well, that's very much my personal experience. It was like, do you want to be a blocker or do you want to be a jammer? And this is your life now.
Oh, okay. No, we definitely have been to 2 different Belgium league and teams. And there's definitely the idea that you should try everything. Because even when you jam, sometimes you do a star pass and you have to block. So you have to be able to do it properly.
Yeah, see, when I pivot, my way around that is just to tell my jammer, don't give me that star. Now, speaking of jammers, Dixie called that last jam, but has been sent to the penalty box. So this is going to be a full 30-second power start for Antwerp, and I imagine that they will send out hip shot.
We are still waiting for a line.
It's a track cut being issued to Dixie, so that must have happened in the dying seconds of the jam. Yep, and
You're
my prediction is cut. Well, the thing is, if you're Antwerp's bench, like, why wouldn't you send out a hip shot for a power jam? Like, she's statistically your strongest jammer, and I've never seen anyone be so cool under pressure as hip shot. I don't think her feelings get in her way on track at all, and I really wish. I wish I could have that.
Yeah.
I've like, do you know what I mean? I've never seen her get angry or frustrated. I've just seen her, like, you can see the cogs turning in her head, and every step on track is just, how do I solve this problem? How do I approach this bit?
Yeah,
it's
and
really
staying
cool.
calm on the track is definitely an asset everybody should have. But it's not because we don't see it that they don't feel it.
But what I love is that she's a complete goofball off track. Like, she's so funny. Everyone is... We've got this Renaissance painting set up at the jam line right now. And Dixie looking miffed in the paddock box.
Like,
it's the saddest I've ever seen Dixie look.
I want to bring them some coffee or something.
Oh, Dixie doesn't drink coffee.
Oh, okay. Well,
right? Like, how? I don't know. Because they're such an energetic person. They're just powered by pixie dust, I think.
That's nice too. But you also have some, I don't know, fruit juices that are very nice. We are still stretching in this official timeout with the referees congregating in the middle. Sorry, you can't see that.
We can talk about some of our sponsors again, because again, we've got so many of them. So let me just give a shout out to Lila Biz, who provide print work in Belgium, one of our sponsors. Also to Artem, your projects, our expertise. And to Martin's Beer, who have for over 100 years provided Belgium with the most noble of pale ales. So we are very grateful to them. We are also grateful to have Jizz & Co., undoubtedly the most original snack caterer in Flanders. VP Media Solutions, technology adding value to your content. InfraMonkey, if you need help for your IT infrastructure. And Ariane Pry, who provides you with the best freelance translation, interpreting and linguistic services.
And you've heard Ariane maybe doing also streaming, especially she comes out and helps us during the skate around tournament each year in Namur.
Namur, yeah.
A very skilled translator.
Skate around 6 is happening this coming year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, now these penalties for London are looking a little bit spicy. Madge, the captain, sitting on 4, Party Pants on 3. The only ones who have currently not accumulated ones are Thrill House and Wolf. Now, Wolf is one of London's jammers. She is kitted up, but she's not out at the moment. She had a back problem yesterday, so actually had to stop playing not long into the Helsinki game, and she was going to see how today goes. But I think she's going to be very careful about that, especially when you've got 4 other jammers with you.
Yeah.
No need to risk it.
Yeah.
But again, a really big shout out to Oblivion Newton-John, who very much came this weekend. I was speaking to her yesterday. She was like, I thought I might get 2 jams this weekend. But she's been out there an awful lot.
The medics have been not too busy yesterday with how some
Don't jinx it.
No, sorry, I shouldn't. But to thank them for being there very diligently in this hall. We could not have roller derby games if we didn't have any medics. So thank them. We are thanking them carefully. We have a referee coming up now out of the referee congregating pack and talking to the London jammer.
Now,
to try to
well,
lip read that thing?
I don't know. It always worries me when I see a ref go over to the box. 1 sec.
We have actually a referee coming to us and explaining the situation. We have a lot of people here in Antwerp today, as you can see right now. So do you have more information?
I do, and I'm really sad about it because Dixie's one of my favourite people on the planet. But they are being expelled from the game.
Oh.
And I did see what happened, and it did make me go, oh. I think when they reset to the infield between turns 3 and 4, but I think as they went into the infield, they hit a skating official. And of course, the safety of our officials and our skaters is absolutely paramount. So whilst it would have been completely unintentional, it does warrant an expulsion. So that's really unfortunate. And it might explain why I can see Wolf warming up a little bit by the London bench.
Getting ready.
And I think the really important thing to say is that people of all skating abilities and experiences have at points, done things in games which are completely unintentional, and it's just that those rules are very black and white.
And it does happen in all kinds of games that you are on a bad day and you made a mistake, or you didn't see a skating official, and of course the priority is to set everything in order.
However, the reason I think there was such a long official timeout is because also the jammer is being issued with a penalty. So Oblivion Newton-John has replaced Dixie in the box, and they will serve the cut penalty that was issued.
Okay.
But because Dixie's expelled. We're back to the action. Hip shot picks up lead for Antwerp. I feel like we say that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just like, here she goes again, picking up lead again.
The 16th jam of this game.
She knows I don't mean that. She knows. I promise.
There's no issue. And yeah, Hip shot really taking advantage of the power start situation, going in now for the second scoring pass.
And clears the pack. Liv is still sitting in the box, which makes me think there must be a double penalty. Oh yeah, and I think I've never seen that before actually, where you've got 2 G's signalled on the board. So that must mean that they have also sat a penalty for the expulsion, which I've not seen. But Oblivion is now released, puts on a real burst of speed coming out the box. That's one of Liv's huge strengths. And you hear a gasp from the audience as she flies into the pack. Antwerp at the front, losing 1-0-2 to the penalty box. Liv now has 3 to work on. Camerat attack in that pack helping out.
While we have hip shot coming on the outside and making their, wow, I don't know how to count, their 5th scoring pass.
This is the biggest jam. I'm going to say if Hipshot puts up more points, it's going to be the biggest jam of the weekend.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't think that we have 20 points.
Malou scored 20 points in the second jam for Helsinki yesterday, but Hipshot will now have more points than that. So this makes her the weekend's highest individual jam scorer. What an accolade to have. And look at this scoreline. Oh my days and stars. We are now at 82-42. That's the kind of maths I like, because it is a 40-point spread. And this is not what I don't think many people were expecting.
No, it's not. Big smiles on the Antwerp bench from the Antwerp players. While we have a wild card coming in there.
And
with Wolf.
Yeah, Wolfie's out for the first time today. Take care of your back, Wolf, or I will tell you off.
And getting into the Antwerp tripod at the end of the pack over there. Was at the end of it? Is start of the pack, technically.
What Wolf has, which really sets her apart, is she's got this real, like, you do not understand how strong Wolfie is until she's powering through your wall, and that strength pays off. She is lead for London. Wildcard still in play. Lovely footwork there on the inside line from Wolf. Wildcard still in the pack, so this is a good momentum shift here for London. Just as I say that, Helfreya takes the second star pass of the game for Antwerp.
And speeding up to the pack, but as we hear the end of the jam, we also hear some penalty being whistled, if I'm not mistaken, and everybody is back on the track. Yes, there is an Antwerp blocker coming there, sitting on the bench. What we just saw.
That's the first time Antwerp have been held scoreless since Jam 9. So, like, seriously important work there from London. And we have a timeout being used by the Antwerp team. What do you make of this game?
It's
How
very
do you
surprising.
explain
It was not what I was expecting. I have actually never seen them play together. I didn't watch the original game. But knowing about London's reputation, I would have thought that they were taking the lead early on.
Look, London are my home team, so obviously I can say things that might not be known otherwise. But they are playing a short roster this weekend. They are missing some of their players who are usually in very high rotation. Every single player out there for London is like my icon, my hero. But when you miss some key players, when you have a slightly shorter pool of jammers to pick from, these are all micro things which will impact. I will talk again about this floor. I'm not blaming the floor.
I was about to say that.
I'm not blaming the floor because that's boring. And everyone brought different wheels with them, but I think I think maybe psychologically it has a little impact when your legs just feel a bit different. But also sometimes just other teams get the better of you in a little bit. And Antwerp are playing a really powerfully defensive game.
And we have Queen Latifah jamming for Antwerp.
Queen Latifah's here. Oh my God! Wow.
that would be a day. Everybody would be awake really immediately. Queen Latifah taking the lead for Antwerp. Also, we have Catpiece Never Clean also doing their initial.
Oh, and actually Antwerp, they're doing themselves a disservice because they bridged back to try to cut KP's paths off. But what they don't know is that that's KP's happy place. Like, if you let her slalom, you're doomed. You're doomed. And so she actually picks up 3 points to Antwerp's 1 in that jam. And Antwerp will think twice before pulling that kind of malarkey again. One would hope.
And
we seem to have had more timeouts this game than I've had hot dinners. My goodness me. Speaking of which, please, somebody top up my coffee. My goodness.
One more official timeout. We have Dire Wolf there talking with other referees. And
big shout out to our referee this weekend, of course. Like, we've got some really strong officials. Hasn't Direwolf just come back from WFTDA champs?
Yeah, I think
wasn't he there like 5 seconds ago?
Yeah, and I think we also have NSP photographer who was there in the champs, and lots of other people. I feel maybe not. But at least these two people I know of.
We're very grateful for the calibre of officials in European roller derby, is what we're trying to say. Ellis and Hipshot, lateral queens. Ellis comes up against a 2-wall. Lovely work there from May there, and Sherlock Holmes. But Ellis finds a little hop, skip and a jump on the outside line. She is lead for London. Ellis is a momentum shifter for London. That's what I've seen from her in the past, and we could really use that now for the visiting team.
Going there for their first scoring pass, while we also have Hipshot doing the initial and coming in. Yeah,
and London spends wise to the skill of Hipshot, so do call the jam before she hits the pack. We'll take the 4. And, you know, if Brawling can just kind of nickel and dime, do this bit by bit by bit, they might get this
try
back.
To scratch their way up to the points.
Their way back.
Olivia Newton-John and wild card as a jammers behind the jammer line. With full crews of blockers right now on the track, everybody was packed up against the jammer line, while we have the London Jammer getting out with the lead.
And a forearm going to wild card. So this is a power jam for London. Liv's got to use her speed here. But Antwerp are very, very good at these kind of flat 2 walls.
Yeah.
However, Liv will take the 4 and call it, because we've got a jammer in the box for Antwerp and a blocker. So London's going to try to switch this into their power with the deficit power start. Oh, who thought that we were going to have a relaxing morning?
I don't know if you caught that on the stream.
They didn't. Well, I'm going to talk. You could see Wolf grinning there, because just in front of our desk, she just absolutely stacked it, but has a good smile on her face. So she's fine. She's fine. So this is a power start for London, and a quick lead jam for Wolfie. A woo! If you are cheering along at home, that's the rule. You've got to make us Wolf sounds.
With only 3 Antwerp blockers on the track now, and Wolf going in now for their first scoring pass. Being out Hellfreya and Sherlock Holmes, who both are strong blockers, and getting in, managing to get through them, while we have Wildcard, who is also back on the track, going in for the initial. Yeah, London really trusting in their blockers here. They want to run this jam to see if Wolf can pick up more points. Bothwell going in for some lovely offense there, clearing the brace. But this kind of Tetris-y wall, I used a Meccano wall as an analogy yesterday, but that was more like Tetris there from Antwerp, slotting different shaped people into different shaped spaces to take Wolf off on the edge. And Wildcard is out, managing to make their initial pass, while we have 4 points that have been scored by London during this jam. If 7 actually. 7. But this is where London find their stride a little bit. If they're leads, then they are really happy to run that until the other jammer is out and call it. So like that gives them a confidence boost, as it would do for any team, right? Yeah, it does help out with the confidence. We have Haute-Vilaine and Catpiss Never Clean behind the jammer light right now. Ooh, this lateral movements of the pack is very nice to see. Wow, and everybody's falling, but we have Catpiss Never Clean who is out with the lead jammer status just after in the first turn.
Third consecutive lead for London, and we see Antwerp doing some great slow work here to hold KP back. But look at how she just gets her hips into those really small spaces, so she will have points on this pass already, and is just patiently working that wall. Eau de Villaine, in the meantime, having a bit of trouble against that wall, and given that it's Valks, Thrillhouse and Khmer, I think anyone would have trouble.
Yeah, Khmer Heart Attack really did a good job in recycling Eau de Villaine back at the end of the track.
Hot
Very
take,
sneaky.
Khmer should be in charge of France. She is French, just to clarify. Okay. Like, I'm not just randomly putting Khmer in charge of France, but she should be in charge of France.
Because that sounded like, war all over again. While we have a back block being whistled.
A back block being given to Eau de Villaine very near the end of that jam, and Ferris, the bench for London, calling it. 7 points picked up there by London. So look, we were 40 points separate just a few jams ago. We've got a 10-point game now. London get hungry when they've got a lead change in sight, and they are sending. Oh yes, they've sent out Ellis. Watch her go to work, folks. Ellis with the power start for London. Eau de Villaine sitting pretty in the box. Oh, it's too good, man.
Just sneaking on the inside. Nothing that the Antwerp blockers could do to stop them from.
Which is no shame. Not many people can stop Ellis when she hits her stride. I'm just saying. Great drawback there from Texas Heat on check. This is kind of London's strategy in power situations. They will try to split up these walls.
We have Eau de Villaine also back on the track with their cover in the hand.
Yeah, so still has to complete the initial. Ellis, in the meantime, has 2 scoring passes to her name. We're 2 points away from a lead change.
Yeah, I was like, it's 83-81 right now. We are looking at Ellis to see what's going on. We still have Eau de Villaine being recycled at the end of the pack by the number 08, Party Pants, who's been doing a terrific job at recycling jammers.
Big spill on Ellis. She is back now, and there is Bothwell giving her some offense. Eau de Villaine met by Texas Heat on the outside, but a slick star pass off to Boo.
Who gets out, but no.
That's going to be a lead change for London.
We are looking at the fingers.
No, it's not a lead change. It's a tie game, and we're going into intuition, my actual heart.
We both gasped so much. We were looking at the fingers of this referee, hanging on to see how many. But yeah,
but
3 scoring pass.
That's 5 scoreless jams for Antwerp, and that's a big shift from kind of mid of that half where they were really in the driving seat. But goodness me, folks, go refresh your beverages, stretch your legs, say hello to your pets and relatives. We will be back here in about 12 minutes, so a couple of minutes before first whistle, and we will see you then. I'm going to go sit down.
Don't forget to... are back to roller derby after this very exciting first halftime of the first game, where you can, you cannot see on the board, but maybe you can see close. It's a tie right now.
I thought when you said we're back, I thought you were going to say we're back from the dead, and honestly, that feels like it spiritually. That was a story in the first half. I'm going to tell you the story through statistics because this is the only time in my life where I like numbers, is to do a derby. So we're at a tied game, 83 all. What's really interesting is that LRD, so London Brawling, have had 6 scoreless jams in that first half, but ARD had 12. And that's because comparatively, ARD have had the higher jams. So they have had a 22-point jam. They've had 3 12-point jams. And whereas London's highest jam was actually in jam 3, 11 points. And then after that, they were really very low scoring. Let me remind you, especially if you're only just joining us, in jam 16, there was a 40-point difference. Antwerp were at 82, London were at 42. And now we're at 83 all, which means, and I've double-checked the math on this, folks, because it's hard for me. That means that between Jam 16 and Jam 23, or Jam 17 inclusive to Jam 23, Antwerp scored 1 point and London scored 41.
Yeah, that's
so it's pretty major roller derby happening right now, and my nerves do be shredded. And I told them specifically to not do this to me this morning, because yesterday the Helsinki game had me done. Like, I was in the ground. And right now, looking to bury me further is Hipshot and Ellis. We've got all 5 skaters from each team on the track for what seems like the first time in a while.
Yeah, we have seen some passes to the penalty box. Ce qui était très intéressant durant cette première mi-temps, si vous avez pu voir le panneau des points, c'est que autant l'équipe de Londres a marqué des points de façon consistante par rapport à toutes les jams qui ont été jouées pendant la première mi-temps. Anvers a vraiment pris de l'avance à la jam 16 avec une jam à 22 points. Et depuis, les Anversoises n'ont marqué qu'un petit point, alors que l'équipe de Londres a marqué des points de façon consistante. On arrive maintenant à la deuxième mi-temps, and we have both teams scoring points during this first jam.
I would really like you to do books, like audio books in French, because I didn't understand. I understood maybe one word of what you just said, but it felt very soothing to me. And then you just seamlessly went into English.
I basically just repeated what you just said before, but in French.
I can't believe you listened to me so well. Nobody ever does.
And we have Wolf jamming for London, getting out first, taking the lead status just after the pivot line, while we have a star pass that occurred quite fast with the number 10 Boo, I think the nickname is, from Antwerp, taking on the star cover. And getting in fast, and I don't see if any points. Some points have been scored.
2 for London.
London just before the call.
And this is all London will want to do this half. All they will want to do is to keep that lead. They don't mind a close game if they win. You know, they did. They had a real cracker against, I think it was Crime City at Euro Cup last year, where they won by 2 points. And they absolutely love that. So they don't mind. They just want to win. We've got Cap is Never Clean up against Queen La Quiva. Nice drawback by Vaux of London. In the meantime, 0-7 on Antwerp is doing some lovely work in the front of the pack. That's Cherry.
Yeah, very strong tripods just after the pivot line, maintaining both of the jammers inside.
And Antwerp in full defensive mode here, not giving Queen any help. God love her. And Queen taking a big old hit from Camerat attack. Now Antwerp dropping Sherlock Holmes into some to offense at the front. She's trying to move Khmer, which is brave.
And we have a multiplayer block being whistled to a London block.
That's to Thrill House. That's their first penalty of the game. But look at the solidity. Oh, KP, that's just too good. She does a lovely balletic spin, picks up lead, but it did take a full minute.
I was looking at the time, and a full minute. And then we also have Queen Laquifa, who is out of the pack. And it's cold. Do we have some score being?
I know KP picked up 2. There we go. So we're really... Again, I know I've used the phrase before, we're really nickel and diming this jam, which means we're just going a couple of points at a time. What London will really need to do this half if they want to secure the win is they need to shut down these bigger multi-point jams. And looking at my stats from the first half, they didn't all happen. In fact, only one of Antwerp's big jams happened on a power start. However, a lot of those points were courtesy of Hipshot, who is now lead. And Oblivion Newton-John is heading to the box on a forearm. So this is dangerous territory.
Yeah, that's definitely not the situation that the London team wants to be in. Having a Hipshot, who's an incredible jammer.
Oh, she's so good.
Having a power jam situation with all the amazing push force of the Antwerp blockers at their service to push away for them to go through. So we have a first scoring pass going now for a second.
And Antwerp are really consistent in setting up this kind of 2-2 run forward on the power start. Party Pants tries to take Hipshot out, but this is where Hipshot is so good at staying on track. Like, I can't remember ever seeing her get hit out again and again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this skate seems to be glued inside of the track, and even some tries to pushes them out, and she managed to keep the skates inside.
Lovely stacked wall here from London, and Antwerp with a beautiful tripod at the front. Madge going in for some offense for Liv. Hipshot waiting very patiently at the back there, and the timing pays off really well. We've got another gosh darn lead change. As if nobody cares about the heart condition, which is rapidly developing in my chest. Oi.
The player seems to want you to have a heart attack for sure.
Well, listen, one of my best friends is on Antwerp. She's the captain, so I really am going to blame her for this, you know.
Per default.
Liv completes the initial lovely burst of speed there. That's the most sophisticated thing I could say right now.
Antwerp has managed to pass the millennial mark, 101 after a 16 points scoring jam.
And that's the first time that London have been held scoreless in this half. So it's all about this momentum switch from Antwerp is super impressive.
And with team timeout being asked by, well, I thought I would know which team, but okay, it's not a team timeout, it's an official timeout, and it's over.
Mercifully quick official timeout after the absolute dragging ones of the first half, which is no shade to the officials. We understand that you have rules to enforce. It just builds the tension. Wildcard and Ellis right now. Not a matchup we've seen loads of, and Ellis really dominant in this. Like, she's so quick to get this lead status. Wildcard now escaping as Ellis comes in on her first scoring pass. Quick lateral dips and dives.
Well, we have Wildcard catching up to the pack, but of course Ellis calls it.
Yeah,
I'm still recovering from the previous jam.
I'm just recovering. I'm recovering constantly from roller derby this weekend. You know, like these. You know, I think Helsinki Paris, which is after this, is going to be an absolute doozy. Because although Paris were really dominant against London yesterday, I think Helsinki's blocking style will actually really challenge Paris. So we're warming up for a couple more super games, and I'm stressed. I'm excited, but I'm stressed. Great work here from London to pick up lead for KP, but she has drawn back. Oh, the sad place of a jammer having to complete your initial pass again. Antwerp, however, losing 2 blockers to the box, and
what happened? Because
what happened is that Ferris, the London bench, sees 2 blockers heading to the box. Wait a second, there's only one in the box.
Something happened that I did not understand. I did not understand.
saw
We
two
have a
Antwerp
referee
Blockers.
coming here. No,
No, they're just going
No.
to check
They-
score.
no,
So,
not for us.
well, either way, what London now have is a deficit start, which given the strength of Antwerp's blockers, is not a bad thing to have. But I could have sworn that I saw another Antwerp blocker going, and now they've just vanished into the ether / gone back to their bench. We've got Wolf and Hipshot lining up. We're all in the belly button of the starting box, and now rolling back. Vaux and Khmer taking on Hipshot. Thrillhouse in attendance. Wolfie taking on Freya.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wolfie.
Getting out of the pack, escaping Sherlock Holmes' block at the end. In the first turn, while we also have Hipshot following quite closely.
And we do now have 2 Antwerp blockers in the box. So there's the call that London want. 3 points on the jam for Wolf and her pack. And
We have 3 points difference.
What is wrong with this building? It keeps giving me heart failure.
Yeah,
Listen,
it is
listen.
very.
This is why I
breathtaking.
love this stupid sport, man, but it's so dumb. And really, honestly, I think I'm going to have to go for a checkup at my doctor. And they're going to be like, what have you been doing?
Oblivion Newton and wildcard behind the German line. And we have Oblivion Newton being knocked out, but coming back on the track because the Boo fell after taking them out. And we can see Oblivion Newton pushing their way and getting the lead German status.
Oh,
no,
no.
not getting it.
There's a no
pass,
earned pass.
no penalty.
So Wildcard now picks up lead and immediately calls the jam.
Very wisely, because Oblivion Newton was coming very close to the park again.
Yeah, so sad potato jam for both teams. No points go up. That's technical terms, sad potato jam, I will have you know.
Yeah, I'll have to write it up. I don't think I have a French translation for that. I have it.
Triste,
Pomme de terre.
pomme de terre.
Pomme de terre.
Pomme de terre triste.
Yeah, pour une jam.
That's going to be my new derby name. Pomme
Yeah.
de terre triste. It's time for a change. And
Queen
we have
Laquifa.
Ellis against Queen Laquifa. Queen Laquifa is a really deceptive jammer. Do you know what I mean? She's quite diminutive in stature, but uses the track really well. However, Ellis is lead for London.
Coming in for their first scoring pass, we have a full crew of Antwerp blockers who were ready for them and really blocking them at the bottom of the pack, but Ellis seems to have gone through on the outside, and the tripod with Sacker just in front of them. Where we have Queen Laquifa doing a little star-stash action, being recycled at the end of the pack, still having to do their initial pass. Just after the pivot line, and there's a forearm penalty being whistled to a London blocker.
That's Ramit, and we've had a star pass off, and it's once again to Helfreya, which is possibly one of my favourite derby names in Europe, I think.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I'm only
change.
gasping because Ferris is really timing these call-offs super tight, and oh my
See the points.
god, yes, I can see the points.
We've got for London.
So we've got a lead change and a 1-point game, and this is Antwerp's 4th consecutive scoreless jam. So London playing it pretty damn close here. But this is what you get from top roller derby, right? You get cool, calm management, both of the players and the bench crew. Wolf up against Hipshot. 2 really different jammers stylistically.
Both of them pushing their way behind very strong tripods.
Yeah,
And
Hipshot coming out on top here. I think that's the first time that second time Wolves not got lead in this game, which is fair given that she's come out with a back injury.
Yeah,
And
and
leave
also
Wolf alone.
and against Hipshot, which is a difficult thing to manage.
Look at Hipshot though, man. She just doesn't look like she's even broken a sweat this game.
Just skating very calmly, and then suddenly activated the energy and speed.
So we've got yet another lead change, which frankly is rude at this point for my nerves, but it's very exciting to the good people watching at home. I did check the Twitch feed at half time, and literally there's been like one comment on there, which is someone just going, good morning, and then everyone is clearly so struck by the quality of Derby, or else so mesmerised by our silly voices that they're forgetting to type comments.
That would be a great thing on social media if the information and the news were so nice that nobody would actually, comment stupid comments about it.
I would love people to make some stupid comments in the Twitch stream, because then what we can do is just boot you.
But we want people to watch Derby, and we certainly want you to share the link on social media while we have a wild card. And number 2, I forgot. It's cat piss never clean. I can say now.
A quick lead for KP here. We do have over 100 viewers on the Twitch stream, which is super. And yes, please do send the link to your friends, family, and the colleagues that you don't dislike. Nice quick slide there from KP, really characteristic. 4 points. Slick as you please, picked up by London. We're at...
And can you see how fast each time that the end of the jam is whistled, the next line on both benches are skating so fast to get to the jam line.
London are closer to the jam line this time round, and they do favour the back line start. They much prefer it. But they were hanging a bit more out in the belly button earlier. Technical term. Oh, really quick at the motive lane.
Skating on the outside, getting advantage of a very confusion situation.
This is only her third time out, and actually that's her first lead status for Antwerp. So really nice work there from Motive.
No points being scored on this jam.
Yeah, no points.
And we have a team timeout be asked by the Antwerp roller derby team.
Don't forget that after this game, as if your heart couldn't race anymore, we do have Paris versus Helsinki. That's coming up at 12:30 local time. So if you're watching from the UK, that's 11:30. If you're watching from Europe, that will be 12:30. And then the final game of this tournament is coming up at 3 o'clock local time, which is Antwerp versus Paris. Paris?
At Paris. Do you know that Antwerp roller derby wants to be known for their after-party human pyramids? I do not know about that because I do not go to after-parties.
I do not go to after-parties either. Well, no, we're not boring. It's just people think that announcers must be like extroverts because we talk a lot. And actually, it's like we have quite enough of talking on the mic, and then we don't want to speak to anyone for a good 24 hours afterwards.
Yeah.
But thank you, Antwerp, for putting on such a super tournament. This is the second iteration of Holy Duck. This is my first time here, and I can see the kind of trophy staring at us in the face, and it's really cool. Sadly, it's not an actual duck. I really, really wanted the prize to be a real duck. Like, ducks have exploded on social media. They are having a moment. Like, people love ducks.
You mean live ducks?
Like, yeah, people have ducks as pets. They're really good pets
sure.
in your garden. And I really wanted the prize to be a duck, but it is a very cool trophy. Ellis up against hip shots. This
everybody's very pushing and excited.
Lots of whistles going, and Ellis picks up leads. Ellis has had 100% lead status this half for London. Hip shot, however, half a track behind. And the pack speeding up into turn 2. Ferris telling them to run up the pack. So hip shot has not picked up her points yet. Ellis has got a scoring pass under her belt. There, hip shot goes.
Also goes to the pack.
I love this because actually these guys are quite similar jammer-wise stylistically. They're both really good at these fast lateral cuts.
Yeah.
And Ellis does a little bit of jammer defense. Slows hip shot's roll, hops the apex. But hip shot already through on her first scoring pass. Her second scoring pass, sorry. Ellis now picks up a second. So that's going to be a 0 net gain on the jam. We're keeping that 6-point differential.
London coming in very fast to take on the jammer line.
I'm stressed.
I'm mesmerized. I'm mesmerized. This is I would love and hate for all my Sunday mornings to be like this. Very exciting and very exhausting. I feel like I need another Sunday morning to recover with these kind of Sunday mornings. So we do have Wolf and Wildcard behind the Jam line right now, coming in the 14th Jam. And on the the last 15 minutes of this game. And we have Wolf stretching in and getting the lead jammer status just in the first turn, while we still have Wildcard trying to get out after stashing their cover.
Yeah, I think London have got Wildcard's number a little bit more this half. Like, Wildcard is such a fantastic jammer, but they've managed to trap them in these defensive structures a little bit more. Wolf spins out of the last line of defense, puts up 4 for London. And Wildcard being recycled all the way back to turn 1 by Party Pants and Bothwell. We see Maythem coming up against Wolf there. Nice catch here by Maythem. We've also got Boo, and I think Czech's in the pack there for Antwerp too.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she is.
I was just mesmerized by the action of the London blockers to Party Pants just keep staying in front of Wildcard. It's getting really exhausted. That I would be exhausted in their place, like always facing the same blockers who are just there in front of you all the time.
Yeah, the waterfalling here from London and the recycling is really strong. Party Pants drawing Wildcard back into the straightaway, and check Ceramic Jane and Maythem slowing Wolf down, but she picks up an additional 3 on the pass. We've got another lead change.
London Brawling is
I specifically did not request this. I would like that known. What I wanted was a very calm game.
And it's being disregarded
totally.
It's totally. It's very rude. But London Brawling,
like it's not about me.
It's taking the lead again. 125 points for London. 120 for One Love Roller Derby. While we have an official review.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, please do. So we have our beloved Loud and Queer going inside to listen on this official review. We have the QR code if you want to donate. Please take out your phone and scan the QR code that's right now on your screen to donate and help out Antwerp Roller Derby to organize this kind of events that we are truly loving. Seeing the top of the European leagues in Antwerp this weekend is absolutely a gift to the world, to the people who are here and the people who, like you, are not here with us, but in spirit and in front of your screen. During this time, don't forget to go and like and follow on the team's social pages, on the social media, on the internet. Thank you so much. Did you know I have more fun facts about Antwerp Roller Derby? Because Belgium has 3 national languages, French, Dutch and German. To make it easy at practice, Antwerp always speaks English. And I believe that they have people from actually lots of different countries. I think they have people, if I'm not mistaken, from Sweden, from Portugal, from Italy, from France. So yeah, very international team. And I think many teams are very international. Don't forget also to tune in for all the other. Oh, we have a ref coming here. This is little confusion. So we seem to be back on the game, but we have a lovely. Nerve-wracked, Loud and Clear here to tell us what's going on. How dare
you? My nerves are well and truly racked. Before I tell you about the official review, you can see our PayPal QR code on there. And if you would like to pay us, not us directly, this is the only salary of joy. Imagine. But Antwerp have put on an amazing stream for free, like anyone can access it for free, but we would really appreciate if you would help them offset some of the costs by donating what you can. You can find that QR code and donation link on their socials. Antwerp called the official review. They were asking, the impact of the London Jammer in the previous jam be assessed. They maintained that they'd used their arms to gain traction, essentially, but the review was not retained. Now we have Queen Laquifa, who is lead for Antwerp. And KP is stuck behind the Antwerp wall right now.
We have 2 London blockers in the penalty box right now.
Oh, this is what happens. This is what happens. Oh, look at this score. Lord alive. I am not okay. Nice hold by Antwerp at the back. That's lovely coverage there from Helfreya.
And also very nice blocking from the London blockers. But we have Queen Laquifa who manages to get through there and finalizing their second scoring pass, while we have Kat Peace Never Clean, that I really want to pronounce their name correctly now.
And we've got another official review. So I'm going.
Oh, my goodness. So this time we have an official review being asked by London, while we have the London blockers, as you can see, who were already very fast to get to the German line and to take their place as close to the German line as possible, while we have the official review being now exposed, as you can see on the screen right now, by the pink team. What did I say? Pink, yeah, pink is London. I hope I did not make a mistake when I said earlier. Donc c'est encore un official review qui est demandé cette fois-ci par l'équipe de Londres. On a vu déjà un official review qui a été fait il y a quelques jams. Cette fois-ci demandé par Anvers. Et donc nous voilà de nouveau pendus aux lèvres de tous ces zèbres rassemblés au milieu du track pendant qu'attendent extrêmement patiemment, comme vous pouvez le voir, les joueuses de chaque équipe qui discutent un petit peu gentiment et qui se font des sourires. C'est ça, toujours sympa de voir les joueuses se faire des sourires alors que la qualité des hits que l'on voit sur le track est loin d'être matière à sourire, parce que ça tape dur, ça tape précis, il y a une excellente stratégie et c'est extrêmement gratifiant de voir la qualité de jeu de roller derby que nous avons vu pendant ces 2 derniers jours. Petit fun fact, savez-vous que la bench coach de Anvers, Dark Pistol, a pris sa retraite en tant que joueuse après les regionals et se consacre maintenant uniquement à sa compétence de coach, et que l'on retrouve aujourd'hui à coacher l'équipe. Et actuellement, la personne qui est line-up, Freckles, en général, est une personne qui joue, mais pas pendant ce week-end. And we will have a nice explanation of this official review.
Well, we'll have an explanation. I don't know how nice it will be. So London were requesting that a blocking with the head penalty be issued to the Antwerp jammer in the last jam, but the review was not upheld or retained, so nothing changes. The box is empty. Hilarious. Watch as it fills up now. Ellis and Hipshot are facing off. Whistle going already. And Hipshot picks up a very slick and quick lead. Oh, it's Ellis going to the box on
a power
a
jam.
back block. Oh, no.
Power jam situation in favor of Hipshot. That is definitely trying to get the most of it. You don't want to put Hipshot in a power jam situation.
No.
And now they're skating their way hard and efficiently through the London pack, getting one scoring pass right now. The crowd is cheering on because we are in Antwerp. And she calls it off, because who doesn't love a power start after a power jam?
Oy vey. That's really bad luck for Ellis. That's her second back block this game.
And we see the London blockers coming in. Do they do that all the time? You see them quite often. Do they do very fast in between jams?
Yeah.
To get the jam alive.
Hustle. Yeah, you want to put yourself there. They do a lot on kind of jam start psychology, like where they want to be, how they want to be. Interesting that Antwerp have put out Eau de Villaine.
Yeah.
Not because she's not good, but statistically she's not been the most successful jammer this week. And I've seen them put out Hipshot for consecutive jams before, so I'm surprised they've not done that here. But just as I say that, really lovely hip flick there from Eau de Villaine, and picks up lead status for Antwerp. I will eat my words quite happily. Ellis has cleared the initial.
And as soon as Ellis comes to the pack, of course, all the villain listening very intently to the bench. Always listen to your bench. Calls off the jam. We have one of Roller Derby leading 135 now and 10 points before London.
So super tight. And Queen Laquifa heading out once again for Antwerp and up against Oblivion Newton-John. I think what I love about both these teams is the difference in their jammer rotation. Like you've got Liv, who's really fast, but Queen Laquifa is just really understated, and we're in a jammer race along the straightaway. Liv manages to take over, and here's where you need those speed laps, man, because that's Liv forces the call off with no points gained by Antwerp.
Yeah, the smile on their face as they sped up is she's just
she's
very happy.
She's just delighted to be back on wheels, to be honest. It's been, it's really hard coming back after a break.
It is, and you can lose confidence, and playing these kind of games where it's hard can be also a bit frightening. So we are very happy to see them. We have Wolf against Hipshot right now, coming in this 19th jam with an empty penalty box.
And London going full defense at first, but losing Ramit. So now have just 3 to deal with for Hipshot, and that's no problem at all for the Antwerp jammer. She picks up leads. Wolf in the pack has taken the star off, but Camerat Attack, the pivot, is in position with her blockers at the back. So Wolf having to work her way around this pretty brutal wall. There's Sherlock Holmes. There's Mayhem. Can't even see who else there is. Oh, wait, it's on the screen. I'm so dumb sometimes.
It's Boo. Is that Boo that you were missing?
Probably. Wolf now escapes on the initial, and Hipshot just, she's so slick, man. When I grow up, I want to be as cool as her. That's really lovely body control over the inner apex there from Hipshot. Takes Antwerp's total to 143.
Yeah, 2 scoring pass.
And London now scoreless for 5 consecutive jams. This kind of pendulum swing. Oh, KP doing a little bit of a dance on the jam line. She does come from a dance background. It's where you see these really balletic spins. Great offense there from Madge. And KP, this is the second time that KP has picked up lead, but is actually still within the pack.
Yeah, we've seen Czech blocking for Antwerp, just maintaining her. They're maintaining them inside of the pack, and they're out now.
Yeah, nice defensive hold here from London. Antwerp dropping into a lovely fluid tripod at the back of the pack, catching KP in this kind of net.
Old Villain still being stuck behind the London blockers, and being also, they're pushing everybody's pushing so hard. The pack is stretching a bit into the second lane. Yeah,
drawn back now on Eau de Villain. Boo, last line of defence against Catpus, never clean. And KP does really well there to use her toe stops, completing the pass. Star pass now.
Yeah.
And I just saw Boo eye the OPR and hold up the star going, I've got it. It's mine now. Like ice cold there.
Very nice action on Bubik, who was trying to push the London jammer out, and then just came back to the pack and grabbed the cover, and then did what you said.
Now this is interesting because I could have sworn that Antwerp were on. I've just written the scores down wrong. Ignore me.
So we have London that had scored 7 points during the last jam, reducing the gap between the two teams to 9 points before entering this 24th jam. We have 5 minutes on the clock right now. Still open for lead. It's taken now. It's been taken by Ellis, first jammer out, while we have a little, it's not star stash, it's star in the hand, I don't know.
And beautiful one-on work there by Camerat. I would go to a boot camp where Khmer just does one-on-one blocking for the whole time.
Yeah. That was so strong. So nice to
That's
see.
interesting.
What are you seeing?
What's interesting? Well, Ellis was in scoring position, and the other jammer wasn't out, but they called the jam, so there must be a reason for that. But it can't be penalties because there's no one in the box. Listen, I don't know how roller derby works.
Roller derby mystery.
A roller derby mystery is a very good way of putting it.
We're here to explain roller derby to you, but sometimes it's also a mystery to us. What is not a mystery is that Oblivion Newton-John and Hipshot are there to try to score some points, and we have Oblivion Newton-John getting the lead. While we have an Antwerp blocker going into penalty box.
Yeah, third consecutive lead for London. Nice shielding off. It's there from Madge. Oh, that's beautiful. That's good. Damn roller derby. Yeah, great work there from London. This kind of hit and quit play. And with 5
points difference.
God
yes. I was doing the math and I was just 5 points difference.
Fine.
There's 3 was on the clock right now. 3 minutes and 33 seconds. We are in the last minutes of this game, and we have seen how many lead changes have we seen?
I can't count. But what is interesting is that we're already at jam 23 with 3.5 minutes to go, and that just shows you how quick a lot of these jams have been. KP is lead for London. We've got Wildcard still in the pack. This is where Antwerp have struggled this second half. When Wildcard isn't lead, they do get caught pretty quickly. But where Antwerp, I was just going to say, where Antwerp have excelled is getting these star passes off. And they do so to Hel Freya,
who sped up, and Freya has been trying to really speed up each time that they get the cover. They don't linger. They really race and try to catch up.
Do you know what's just happened?
No, but do tell.
Another damn leech. I swear to God, I actually cannot cope with this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm done.
And it's a wide
Can you do the last 2.5 minutes?
I don't know if I can.
I love this game,
my mouth wide open while I watch all of this, but we have London now leading 1 point, and we are watching with our hearts in our hands. Eau de Vilaine against Wolf.
Our hearts in our hands. I love that. My jaw is well and truly dropped. My heart is in my hands. My stomach is in my feet.
Everything's dropping out.
My internal organ arrangement has been well disrupted by this game. Put it that way. Wolf lead on a scoring pass. Eau de Vilaine still in the pack. And Antwerp with some really strong blocking formations here. Like, they're so good at trapping the jammers in these pockets. And Wolfie's really strong.
But taking advantage of this opening to the inside. Don't leave an opening to the inside. Jammers will take advantage of that. But we still have Eau de Vilaine, who has only 2 blockers that they have to go through now. Very difficult way. Wolfie coming back for the second scoring pass. And this time they're holding the inside, for sure.
Party and Texas doing a beautiful 2-wall job at the front. Oh, one of them is going to pick up a penalty for their trouble. And that is going to be Party Pants. But Wolf has been held in this pass for what seems like a long time now. Eau de Vilaine, however, not making any progress past Texas Heat and Bothwell at the back. Really great 2-wall work here. But a lovely bit of blocking going on at the front from Antwerp as well. All of these players are so good at roller derby.
Oh, gosh. And Wolfie manages to get through for their... I don't know how to count anymore. Was it the second scoring pass?
Yeah.
I thought it was it. And we have a star pass on the...
And look at the clock. Wolf is just going to let that jam run down. And a timeout has been called by Antwerp because they want another jam. I'm going to put all the money I own on them sending Hipshot to the line. All the pounds I have.
Was it cash on your bank account?
I mean, it's better be cash because I've probably got some more in my bank account and I don't actually want to give it away.
We indeed have Hipshot and Ellis behind the jammer line.
The correct decision on both teams because Ellis is super cool under pressure.
Well, it's a nice asset to have when you are jamming against Antwerp in this very exciting game. Right now, London is leading 152 and 143 for Antwerp. Antwerp has been leading most of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Certainly feels like that. I don't know what's real.
We don't have the stats on noses, so we don't know exactly, but it feels like that. The timeout is over now.
Yeah, if they could build the tension some more, that would be great.
Yeah, we have 18 seconds on the clock. You just have to ask for it. And 80 seconds off the clock. 9 points difference. We know in roller derby, 9 points. It's not nothing, but it's not impossible.
My gooses are well and truly bumped. This is horrendous. Lovely lateral coverage by Antwerp at the back. They've trapped Ellis. London have trapped hit shot. One Antwerp blocker goes to the box. Oh my God in heaven.
The London tripod in front of him, so it's amazing to see.
And the thing is, what London need to do if Ellis doesn't get lead, but she does! She goes! She's got lead! And she's going, shall I do it? Yes. Oh my God in heaven. That was.
And then it's looking at the bench, looking at what should I do? Do you want me to call it? Should we finish this game? And
do you know what? That hold from both teams in that last jam, that defensive hold was so good. That was anyone's game.
It's amazing because usually at the end of the game you can feel that the players are tired. I did not feel that from how they were acting on this last jam. They felt like they were still ready to go for another full game.
I doubt that. I'm not ready to go for another full game.
They pretended very well anyway.
Luckily, you're announcing the next game and I'm not, because I'm going to go lie in a dark room for quite some time. There's the final score. What a win for London. Oh my days. But an amazing game from Antwerp. Again, if we think back to June, which was regionals, London took the win by a good 80 points. So to win by 9 is a real triumph for Antwerp, I think. And they'll be delighted with that. My goodness me, I need to go lie down.
Yes.
You need to get ready for the next game.
Yes.
Sorry, not sorry. But
next game will be in 45 minutes. That would be noon in continental Europe. And what time in the UK?
We're an hour behind, so it'll be half 11. Thank you so much for joining us. Do come back after you've stretched your legs and refreshed your beverage. I've been Loud and Queer.
And I've been Toxic Lady. I'll see you soon for Paris All Stars versus Helsinki All Stars.